Hi everyone.
Hello.
You look like you're dressed up for the North Pole.
I look like some northern layabout.
Layabout. What does that mean?
I don't know. What's that?
What was that?
Don't know. It was a bang. It's another bang. It's a teenager up to no good.
Why are you wearing that hat?
Because I'm having a bad hair day. I have a very bad hair day. What little hair I have left is bad.
That makes it even worse. So, you know how you were talking about
Yes.
the teenager? Well, how can you say yes when I haven't even said it yet?
I don't know. I was saying yes.
Oh, I see. You're encouraging me.
Yes.
Remember when we were talking about teenagers and you were saying that they were really loud and...
They are loud.
Well, I had some thoughts about that because I actually thought that I feel like everybody kind of talks about the empty nest and
Yes.
sort of what you seem really excited about that.
It's coming.
It is coming.
Yes.
But there's all this talk about the empty nest, and what I think is there's this period before the empty nest that I'm having a hard time with.
Mm-hmm.
Which is, I would call it the quiet nest, not the noisy nest.
Right.
Because it feels like it's quiet a lot of the time because they're not around. They're working, they're out with friends, they're in their room doing their homework or talking to their friends.
They say they're in their room doing their homework.
Well, they're in their room, not with us. And even at dinner, you know, we have a family dinner, and then it's like, can I get up now? I've got to go do my homework.
They can't wait to get away from us.
No. So I feel like it's a quiet nest because they're so busy, and I'm missing having time with them.
Oh. And you're struggling with that?
I've noticed I've been struggling with it a bit.
Well, how are you struggling?
I think I'm being needy.
You're being needy.
Especially with the younger one. I'm kind of putting pressure on her to spend time with me.
She doesn't want to spend time with you.
She doesn't want to spend time with me.
And you're taking that personally.
I think yeah. Well, I'm having a hard time accepting that.
Oh. Well, are you open to feedback?
Okay. Depends what kind of feedback.
Well, you just not the camera.
Oh, sorry.
So this is just as much for me as it is for you, because I had an experience early on today where one of our children came in, who will remain nameless, and I began the process of trying to communicate with said teenager, and all my efforts of communication were greeted with no discernible signs of interest. Including, or actually excluding eye contact, which made me think, well, if I came...
Move the camera again, sorry.
If I came into a room and tried to make a conversation with, let's say, a stranger, and they couldn't give me the respect of eye contact, I might take that personally. Well, I would take that personally, I'm sure. And I began to take it personally with said teenager. And so my point being is that we really have to remind ourselves that it's this point in their life, they're beginning the process of individuation, wanting to stand on their own 2 feet. There is a biological clock that is ticking that's prompting them to do that.
Yeah.
They're following their biological course. And if we take that personally, or if we take the behaviour that comes with that process of individuation personally, then we're going to damage rapport, because in our mind, or first and foremost in my mind earlier, I was immediately going to a place of judgment, comparison. Like, how can this be that my own kith and kin can treat me this way when I can go and have a conversation with a total stranger, and they would show me the respect to give me eye contact at least, especially if I'm being nice, inquiring about their day. But in deference to the process of individuation, if I don't take it personally, then I'm not creating a block between us. I'm not really damaging the rapport. I can just let them come back to their own natural state of well-being and be patient about that. And then the rapport can remain intact. The rapport can come from that place rather than me going into judgment.
I thought maybe you were wearing a hat as a way of building rapport. Your teenage persona.
Oh.
Well, that's a good point. So it still leaves me with having to come to terms with not having that contact anymore. So I'm not saying there's anything bad or wrong with it, but I do miss it. I miss that.
You yearn for the days of them nestling into your chest. and wanting mummy.
I wouldn't say I want to go that far back. Maybe just being willing to go to a movie with me or something.
Right. No, I hear you.
Yeah.
It can be tough.
And we lost Bella recently.
Yeah.
So I think it's a double whammy.
Oh, right. Because usually you go and hang out with the dog if they didn't.
I have the dog to
They
love
didn't want
me.
to speak to you. There's always the cat.
There is always the cat. But he's on his own. He beats to the...
Yeah, he likes life on his own terms.
He likes life on his own terms. So that leaves it all up to you.
Oh my God. I have to take up the slack.
To take up the slack.
The pressure's on.
Poor Angus, you got 2 teenage girls and a
A house full of crazy women.
menopausal wife. What are you going to do?
That's why I have a hat, so I can just hide from it all.
Your hat's on inside out.
Is it?
Yes. All right. Well, thank you for your feedback. You're like a Russian.
People might think this is my hair. It looks like my hair because I can't see very well.
If you could see, you would know it doesn't look like hair one little bit.
But if I squint, it does. Maybe a strange sort of afro. Shall we stop before you have some kind of hysterical fit?
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye.